So a sneaker release Saturday, and as far as Jordan brand, we got a nice pair of 4s, which we saw hit the streets today. Now, when you talk about the Jordan 4, hands down, it's got to be currently the most popular Jordan retro model. This year alone, we saw a lot of great 4s released, hot collaborations such as the Nigel Brick by Bricks. You had the return of OG classics such as the White Cement 4s. You got the undefeated 4s loading up very soon, and then let's not forget, coming up later this year, the return of a cult classic in the Black Cat 4. So as far as today's release, it happened to come from the Rare Air series. So where do these Jordan 4 Rare Airs stack up to a stacked lineup of Jordan 4s that we've already seen released this year? So to kick things off, first and foremost, I do want to congratulate everybody that got a W on this drop today. The first thing that comes to mind when I look at these Rare Air 4s would have to be the Bread 4s, although these do add in like a little touch of blue. The mud guards, more of kind of like a dark gray, almost charcoal color. But I would say when you compare these to like a pair of Bread 4s, not a bad shoe to compare these two at all. So when you talk about this shoe right here, of course it does maintain the Rare Air theme. When you remove the patch, these do feature either the white or gold leathering, which is a pretty cool detail. One that it seems like Jordan brand, they're trying to bring out the chase for these pairs. Apparently the gold leather pair is apparently a lot more rare. So the funny thing is you're gonna have people out here buying up multiple pairs and then returning the ones with the white lettering in search of the gold pair, which from the outside looking in is funny, you know, unless you're out here stressing, trying to get that gold pair. But that's a pretty cool, interesting element, which continues that Rare Air theme. Now, when you talk about this drop specifically, as far as today's sneakers app release, Eldon Monitors, who monitors all of the pairs which actually load up to the app, the amount of stock, the amount of pairs that we're actually going to see dropping. They reported that we had roughly around like 130,000 pairs, something like that. When you compare that to other past Jordan retro drops, that number is huge. This would make this one of like the biggest retro drops of the year. And when you talk about the 4s, I mentioned already being one of the most popular Jordan silhouettes, it would definitely make sense. That's Jordan brand's money maker, definitely as the most popular model. Why wouldn't they drop a lot of pairs? So on top of the sneakers app release, we also saw these drop pretty much everywhere else. So let's just say this is a drop that more so than likely you probably didn't have any trouble grabbing. So again, congratulations to everybody that picked up a dope pair of 4s today. This is definitely one that will go down, maybe possibly go on sale at a later date, but I definitely wouldn't suggest to sleep on these right here. Now, when you talk about the Rare Air series, maybe a little underwhelming, but I guess you could say when it comes to these retros, if it's not an OG, something that like Mike wore back in the day, if it's not like a hyped up collaboration, sometimes they're gonna be a tough sell. As far as Rare Air drops that we've seen this year, the Rare Air ones were super dope. You could remove that black swoosh to reveal the red details, which is a pretty nice touch on that one. Continuing the Rare Air theme, these 3s on the back, of course you had the mix match Nike Air on the back. The 3s probably would be like my favorite out of what we've seen from the Rare Air so far, and then you have the 11s, which are slated to drop coming up this fall. And as far as these 11s, I'm not really sure what the Rare Air theme is with this sneaker right here, other than it continues the same colors, you know, the red, the blue that we've seen so far in all of the Rare Air pairs. So as far as today's drop, dope pair of 4s. Just because these were widely available doesn't take anything away from how great of a sneaker this is right here. So again, congratulations to everybody that cop. Comment down below. Now, as far as these 4s, these weren't the only shoes to drop, because we did have Adidas making a rare appearance here this Saturday morning with the Bad Bunny Adidas Indoor Gazelle. Now, this sneaker specifically, you know, continues the City series, which is dedicated to various locations in Puerto Rico. You had the green pair, you got the orange, and then the one that dropped today would be the Cabo Rojo, I guess is what they're called right here. So this is a cool one. As far as the other pairs, I think they did exclusively drop at the specific cities or at like Bad Bunny shows or something like that. Don't quote me on that, as y'all know, but these are really cool. When you talk about the Bad Bunny Indoor Gazelle, this is kind of what you think of right now. It's like the marquee Bad Bunny silhouette. These drop via the Adidas Confirmed app, as well as through other retailers such as Foot Locker. So these ain't bad, you know, a nice little colorful take. And when you talk about Bad Bunny models, I think most people would think of like the Indoor Gazelle as kind of being like his signature sneaker. And then of course in the past, the Campus, you know, the big chunky kind of skater sneaker. So some great drops from Adidas as well. This is one that didn't make a lot of noise, you know, so giving Jordan Brand a little competition here. But as you guys know, when you talk about these rare airs, they drop hundreds of thousands of pairs of these, minus these Adidas, which I'm sure were a lot more limited, which is cool because it brings out the chase, it brings out the collectors, the hype beasts and everything like that. So shout out to Adidas on a successful drop, showing some love to their retail partners as well on that one. So comment down below, let me know if any of you guys picked up any of today's sneakers. You had these Bad Bunny joints, we also had the rare Air 4s, and then you know, of course, the big shoe, which everybody's going crazy for, the Undefeated Force. Congratulations to everybody, all my Chicago people out there that pulled up, you know, for the live little access of this sneaker. You know, let us know down below, man, for anybody watching. Hopefully maybe somebody took a W as far as the early release raffle, because this is one that's got the entire sneaker world buzzing. I know we had some shoes drop today, but it seems like nobody really cares. Everybody's kind of locked in on these Undefeated 4s, which, as y'all know, you guys know how everybody likes to say, these are gonna be a problem, which I could definitely agree on that one. So salute, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in here on this sneaker release Saturday. If you guys enjoyed today's update, go ahead and smash the like button. Plus, if you made it all the way through the end, let me know by dropping a salute down below. JA, I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.
Stay safe.